addition to the international business level strategies, we may think about an extended level international strategies. So, based on the level of product diversification in multiple industries and geographic diversification in multiple countries or regions, now we may determine three international corporate level strategies, such as global strategy, multi-domestic strategy, and transnational strategy. Basically, international corporate level strategies are focused on either product diversification or geographic diversification, or both product and geographic diversification at the same time. And these strategies are required when the firm operates in both multiple industries and multiple countries, as I briefly mentioned. And the headquarters of the multinational firms generally guides the strategy. So, based on the level of need for global integration or the need for local responsiveness, firms choose global or multi-domestic or transnational strategy, as shown in the figure. First of all, firms that produce more standardized products, such as IKEA furniture, across national markets need to pursue the global strategy. These type of firms' business level strategic decisions are mostly centralized in the headquarters. And other strategic business units under the headquarters are interdependent. For these firms, economies of scale is emphasized and resource sharing is required across borders because cost reducing over a greater quantity and sharing resources are core activities to realize economies of scale in global strategy. This strategy often lacks local responsiveness due to focusing more on standardization. Next international corporate level strategy is multi-domestic strategy. Firms that provide products and services that are more localized to local markets choose multi-domestic strategy. In this corporate level strategy, the business level strategy and operating decisions are decentralized to strategic business units in each country or region. Unilever is an example. Differently from the global strategy, business units in one country are independent of each other, as the units independently compete in each market. Many European firms in Europe market especially pursue multi-domestic strategy because they meet different customers with different preferences in different countries. The other is transnational strategy. Firms that seek to achieve both global efficiency and local responsiveness at the same time need to pursue the transnational strategy. A firm like Caterpillar originally produced more standardized industrial machineries has been pursuing transnational international strategy to satisfy local customers in different countries. But practically, it is difficult to achieve because organizational structure for centralized and decentralized making decision at the same time is difficult. Now please discuss second case. Then, what are the important environmental trends and factors that influence the choice of international strategies? Liability of foreignness and regionalization are prominent trends. Liability of foreignness is legitimate concerns about the relative attractiveness of global strategies and a set of associated costs with various issues firms face under unfamiliar environments such as cultural, economic, and geographic and institutional distance and differences. Many multinational corporations pursuing global strategies encounter to satisfy local customers' taste. So thus, they need to adopt additional multi-domestic strategy as well as transnational strategy for some product lines. Also, regionalization phenomenon such as NAFTA, Mercosur, or even EU, which focus on particular regions, are growing their market power in their region. So thus, firms have to consider whether they enter individual country or one or more specific regional trade blocs. In order to understand international markets better, we may recall and understand some entry modes for firms to choose to implement their international corporate level strategy. You guys may have learned these entry modes in previous multinational business related courses. Assuming that you guys know the terms and basic knowledge about exporting, licensing, strategic alliances, acquisitions, and new wholly owned subsidiary, please add some more characteristics on that, shown in the figure. Exporting needs high cost, especially transportation cost, but lower control because the other party in host country handle the risk. Licensing, in which a licensee has the right to sell the product or services and pay loyalty to a licensor, has low cost, low risk, low control level, and low returns due to the cost diversion. Strategic alliances need cost, risk, and resources sharing, as well as problems of integration of two organizations. Acquisitions, as we learned in previous chapter, is used to quickly enter new markets. It generates high cost and some problems of merging two organizations as well. New wholly owned subsidiary means to develop its own firm, so thus it is often costly, highly risky, but expect full control and potential above average returns. Following slides show the matching between a firm's situation and optimal choice of entry mode based on the characteristics of each entry mode. Now we talk about two major risks of using international strategies. There are political and economic risk, which we have looked at the first two chapters shown in the figure, as well as current political and economic threats such as Brexit and neo-protectionism and so on. Furthermore, firms can expect strategic competitiveness outcomes with international corporate level strategies. With respect to international strategy and returns, firms may increase positive stock return, which is related to firm's value and their shareholder wealth, because the firms and shareholders expect greater profit by international diversification strategies. In addition, firms also expect to develop technological innovation by exploring new resources and capabilities in new market and new regions. Finally, two issues are important. One is the basically controlling difficult multinational firms that are expanding their markets by international corporate level strategies due to greater complexity, greater uncertainty and risk, greater cost increase, and possible conflict with host government. The other is the management problems such as institutional and cultural differences, complexity of competition, and so on. Please discuss final case and business strategy exercise. And thank you again, and see you in next chapter.